if you stay genuine with the community and you get to know people and really care about them, they see it, and I think it's reciprocal.
Brothers and sisters, brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
You're listening to the Black and Blue Podcast, a discussion and celebration of the roles of African Americans and other minorities in U.S. law enforcement. Your host on the Black and Blue Podcast is Dale Peters, a law enforcement professional with over 20 years experience in the business. Hop on board this Black and Blue train of interviews, current events, and pop culture conversations. So get ready. The Black and Blue Podcast is coming at you right now. Hey, what's going on, peeps? Welcome to the Black and Blue Podcast, where we celebrate diversity in U.S. law enforcement. My name is Dale. I am the Master of Ceremonies. Thank you for spending a little bit of your time with me. I appreciate you. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share to the Black and Blue Podcast YouTube channel or whatever podcast platform you're listening to right now. Also, check out my socials. You can find me everywhere at Black and Blue US. All right, so today's guest is a 21-year veteran of the East Palo Alto Police Department in Northern California. Everybody, please help me welcome to the show, Commander Jeff Liu. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. How's your day shaping out? Well, your evening now.
It's been a little busy, but that's pretty much every day now.
Yes, and we'll definitely talk about that. How busy you are up there in East Palo Alto. So real quick for everybody in the audience that's listening and watching here on YouTube, why don't you tell everybody about East Palo Alto, where it's situated in Northern California?
East Palo Alto is between San Francisco and San Jose. Those are the two biggest cities in our general region, which is essentially the San Francisco Bay Area. So East Palo Alto is about 2.5 square miles. So we're small, but we're active, and we have a lot of activity, and we have a lot of good people in town.
All right. And how long have you been there? 21 years, right?
Been there 21 years.
All right.
Started in the end of 2000, and worked a variety of assignments along the way, mostly investigations. We're a small agency. We only have 36 and a half sworn.
Okay.
So we don't have a lot of specialties, but I was pretty much in and out of investigations my whole career until I promoted out.
Nice. And so East Palo Alto, was that at one time a part of Palo Alto proper, and then you split? Or what's the history
Actually, there? No. East Palo Alto is in San Mateo County, and Palo Alto is in Santa Clara County. So two completely different counties. Palo Alto and East Palo Alto, besides sharing a border, that's the only affiliation.
Oh, really? Okay. Huh. Yeah. I wonder why they came up with the name East Palo Alto if it wasn't part of the same city at one point.
Well, in 1983, when the city incorporated, they were trying to break off from. They were trying to create their own city. There used to be unincorporated San Mateo County, but they wanted their own police department, so they had a big movement. Went through 2 tries to get incorporated, and then became incorporated in July of 1985. And when they incorporated, they chose East Palo Alto as their name.
All right. So did you grow up in the region, or are you originally from up there?
It's funny. I was born in San Francisco, but I grew up in Palo Alto, on the other side of the border, and that's where I called home when I was a kid. And my parents used to own a Chinese restaurant about a mile in from East Palo Alto. And back then, East Palo Alto was a pretty dangerous city. And so as I was growing up, I was always told, don't go to East Palo Alto. And then I ended up in East Palo Alto.
And then you ended up in East Palo Alto. Yeah, yeah. What was the journey there into law enforcement? Is that something that you always wanted to do growing up, or how did that work out for
No,
you?
you know what? Growing up, I had no idea what I wanted to do. Of course, when I was in high school, I was more interested in sports and hanging out with my friends than I was in, studying. I regret that. So if any kids are watching, stay in school and
Stay in
study.
school, right?
Um, stay in school, study. But it wasn't until I went to San Diego State and I needed a campus job that I got a job with the police department. And essentially, my job was to just walk around the parking lots or ride a bike around the parking lots, looking for people either stealing cars or breaking into cars, because that was a really big thing back then. So um,
And
it was
still is.
interesting. It still
Yeah,
is.
catalytic
uh,
converters, and yeah,
Catalytic converters. That yeah, back
yeah,
then that was what 93 or 94. Wasn't such a big thing.
right.
But the car break-ins and the auto thefts were definitely huge. But when I was able to catch a couple people, that really lit the fire, and that really let me know that this is what I want to do.
All right. So you went to school down in San Diego, huh? Big culture
A
shock
little
for you?
bit. I kind of it was different. It was very different. I stayed in the dorms down there. Had a great time. Met some friends that I'm still friends with now. Some great memories. But I only stayed a little bit. I didn't actually graduate from San Diego State.
Okay.
Actually, my bachelor's degree took 25 years because I'd start, I'd stop, I'd start, I'd stop.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until 2016 I finally got done with it. My chief really pressured me and said, "Hey, you need to get that bachelor's degree." So I finally went back and brought it home.
Yeah. Better late than never, right?
Yeah, yeah, and then
Yeah.
that led to other things. Apparently, he had a plan for me that I didn't know about, but he had a plan for me, and he pushed me in the right direction. Pushed me into command college, post command college, which is a great experience for me, and then that led to a master's degree. And you know, I, 5 years ago, I thought just getting a bachelor's was the pinnacle of my academic career, and then I
Right.
ended up with a master's degree. I'm
Yeah.
very, very thankful for him giving me that push.
Absolutely. Yeah. Congratulations on that. I just recently
Thank you.
completed my master's last year, so I know that feeling.
Fantastic. Where did you get yours?
University of Redlands.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Very
Yep.
nice.
Yep.
It's right there, right?
It's right here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And the city paid for it, so that doesn't hurt either.
Oh, wait, the whole thing?
Well, the whole master's, yeah, the master's program, yeah, organizational leadership, absolutely, yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
That's
Well, they have
that's a
a
great deal.
our city and the University of Redlands has a a great working relationship. So they put up 2 officers a year on a scholarship. The university does, so it's not really the city pays for it. You pay for it, and then they reimburse you. So it's great, great. I loved it. I loved it. It was a
Oh,
hellish
huge.
2 years, but yeah. We started out in class in person, and then the pandemic hit,
Mhm.
and then the second half, the second year was all online like we're doing now, and so that was different for me, especially as older students, working adults, and yeah, I mean it's nice that you can be in your own house, but that instruction was a little different for me.
Definitely different. Um,
Yeah,
so my master's took 1 year. Command college, post command college, actually counted for 1 year towards a master's degree from the University of San Diego. So
yeah,
after I finished command college, I was able to roll right into the USD LEPSL program, Law Enforcement and Public Safety Leadership. Great education.
yeah.
Everything I was learning in that class, I applied directly to law enforcement, directly to my job. He was able to use some assignments for work. It was just an amazing experience. Um, but yeah, the education, I didn't value it when I was younger, but I definitely value it now.
Absolutely. Yep. That's something that you got to tell your kids. Don't take the route that I took, the long route, at least, your kids, they see that you actually did finish, and that you stuck to it. But, try to do it when you don't have those responsibilities when you're younger.
Oh, for sure.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
every chance I get, I tell kids nowadays that when they're going to college, don't stop.
Yeah.
Do not stop. Just keep
Yep.
going. Don't stop until you get that paper.
Yep. It'll definitely be harder, but hey, you finish. Stick to itiveness. That's what you got. That's
I
that's
like
what you
that.
get. Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned that growing up, your family had a Chinese restaurant. What's your ethnic background, your heritage there?
I'm Chinese.
You are Chinese. Okay.
Yeah, Chinese, speak a little bit Mandarin. Um, I speak less and less Mandarin as the days pass.
Yeah.
'Cause you know the term, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yep.
When my dad passed, I pretty much stopped speaking Mandarin because I didn't need to anymore.
Yeah.
Now, when I find myself needing to use it at work, it's like
Yeah.
uh, Apple Translate.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
embarrassing. It's embarrassing,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. You need to get on Rosetta Stone or something and brush up on it.
or find some people to practice with or
Yeah.
something.
There
But
you go.
yeah,
That's exactly.
yeah.
Not so much of an Asian population in East Palo Alto.
Historically, no, but it is growing a little bit. As new housing is built, as housing prices go up, people that have been living in East Palo Alto are selling. 'Cause, a house they bought for $40,000, 20 years ago is now worth $1 million.
Yeah.
They cash in, and then they move out, and then new people move in.
Yep.
I know there's a lot of conflict in town, a lot of gentrification talk, and it's kind of interesting to see, the families I've been, you know, working with and talking to for my whole career, moving out to like Stockton or moving out to the Valley, and then having new people come in that I don't know. Um, it's definitely a changing city right now.
Right. Right. So what are kind of the demographics of East Palo Alto now?
So I think the last census showed it about two-thirds Hispanic, and I think 10.4% African American, large Polynesian population. I think Asian was probably around 3 or 4%. Don't quote me on that, but those are the numbers that are coming to me right now.
Okay. And East Palo Alto PD, does your ranks kind of mirror the community?
Uh, Pretty much finding Hispanic officers that speak Spanish and are from the community, it's tough. But our department right now is about 85% people of color. So
Wow. Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say. Yeah. Yeah. And so you're a commander, and you have a chief. What's the hierarchy of the department look like? You're Asian. Anyone else in the command staff that's minority as well?
Yes, my fellow commander is Commander Carson. And let me see, he's Hawaiian, he's Dutch, he's a little bit of everything you can think of.
A little bit of everything. Yeah. Yeah.
He calls himself a mutt. I'm not going to call him that. These are his
No.
words. But
Well, he's going to watch
he's
this. He's going to
Polynesian.
watch this
Yeah.
episode though.
Oh, well, in that case, I got some videos. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's a good guy. I've grown up with him through the ranks. When I first got to East Palo Alto, he was fairly new as well. And I remember we were sitting there back in 2001, I think. We were sitting there writing reports because we both had a stack of them to write. And he told me, "Hey, let me give you one piece of advice for this career." He said, "Always do the right thing, no matter what." And I've carried that along with me my whole career, and we've been side by side the whole time. And I couldn't ask for a better partner in this career.
Absolutely. And as a commander, what are your kind of your duties now at the department?
Oh, so you asked about our rank structure, right? So, Chief Pardini, who's the head of the organization, we have two commanders, one over operations, which is me, and then we have the commander of investigations and parking enforcement. And then under me, I have four sergeants in charge of the four patrol teams. And then we have one sergeant professional standards, and the commander in investigations has direct supervision over the detectives and parking enforcement. Um, East Palo Alto, we're small, we're active, we have lots of stuff to do, so we wear a lot of hats. And
Yeah.
uh, sometimes we're stretched a little bit thin, but we always find a way to make it happen.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I know you're mentioning now that you're busy, and I know you mentioned earlier that back in the day it was probably even busier. What was a lot of that activity, and how did you guys kind of stem the tide on that and turn the tide on that?
Back in the day, back when I first started, it was very active. We had street level drug dealing. We had shootings almost every day. Uh, but what I really feel like made made the difference, and what really has been making the difference for us, is our community partnerships. Getting to know people that are out in the community, being able to talk to them, being able to talk to them by name. I can't even count the number of times where we've been able to de-escalate situations just by saying, calling the person by name and saying, "Hey, settle down." It's like, "Hey, Robert, settle down." And they're all, "Okay, all right, sorry, Lou, sorry, Lou." And then we're able to talk things through. And if you stay genuine with the community and you get to know people and really care about them, they see it, and I think it's reciprocal.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so a lot of that gang activities kind of gone by the wayside a little bit in your community since the early 2000s.
A lot of it's gone by the wayside. It wasn't all because of community policing. There have been some law enforcement actions,
That's what I
some
was
large
getting at.
scale
Yeah.
actions. There are a couple of FBI Safe Street Task Force operations that um, really took a lot of bad actors off the street. And then the most recent one, the San Mateo County District Attorney investigators kind of brought together a lot of agencies to work on Operation Sunny Day, which had a huge impact on the gang activity because we had some gangs that were literally in a war with each other and causing a lot of violence and making the streets very dangerous. And by their investigations, they did a gigantic wiretap operation. A lot of very talented investigators worked very hard on that and really brought a lot of people to justice and took them out of the streets. Um, I mean, I know we're talking about different ways of doing policing and trying to rehabilitate people, but I mean, I'm sure you and I both agree that there are some people that are just dead set on committing crime and harming the community and harming other people.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a place for those people. I mean, they got to be removed from the street so that the law-abiding people in our communities uh, can can be safe. Right?
Yeah.
Some
Yep.
people just don't want to be helped.
Yeah. This is true.
Right?
This is true. So yeah, that's why we're here,
Yeah.
to protect those people
But
that need it.
but at the same time, those that want to get out of the life, we got to have options for them too.
Right.
We got to be able to help them out of whatever funk or whatever hole they climbed into. We got to give them a hand out of that and try to get them on the right path. Right?
Yeah.
I'd rather
Yep.
get somebody to not commit a crime than try to catch them afterwards.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
if they can be productive members of society, let's help them do that
All right.
instead of just trying to lock everybody away.
Yeah. I got you on that. Definitely. Definitely. So I'm hearing in the background, young child there. So no, that's good. That kind of segues into my next question. What's the family life for Commander Liu?
Okay, so my wife is in the other room watching TV. I got two grown stepdaughters that I claim as mine, so I call them my daughters.
Mm-hmm.
The older one actually just got a job with San Mateo County Communications as a call taker, so she's switching careers.
Okay.
And the little voice you're hearing over there is her daughter, my granddaughter Aria. She's 8 years old. My other daughter, she's a director of human resources for Ravenswood Middle School. Um, so proud of her. She's super smart and graduated from law school with honors. And oh, there
Oh
she is right
wow.
there.
Oh wow.
Um, but yeah, she's a director of HR right now. So
Yeah.
and
So
then
you had to kind of keep up. You were talking about education earlier, so you had to keep up, right?
oh no, she paved the way. I mean,
Right.
of course, she gave me something to aim for, but I knew I wasn't going to reach that. So she's a doctor. I'm not,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yep,
but it's okay. I'm happy where I am.
yeah.
I achieved academic success further than my wildest dreams. Um, I'm very satisfied, and I'm very proud of her.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I've got the same dichotomy in my own household. My wife's a psychologist, so they call her Dr. Peters. And
Okay.
yeah, so I had to try to kind of keep up. Like we talked about, I got my master's earlier. I'm not going to get a doctorate, but I think that's as far as I'm going.
I'm with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. But it's great because we were talking about education and all that. That you having kids and them seeing their parents and knowing the importance of education. That they want to strive and achieve those educational goals as well. So I'm proud of my kids. One's in college now, sophomore in college. He wants to pursue medicine, and
Nice.
my daughter's a senior in high school and she's looking to start applying for colleges as well. So just seeing that example, in their own household and the importance of education kind of spurred them as well. So love seeing that.
And the importance of parenting. You
Well,
guys
that absolutely
exemplify
that.
what you want them to become, and you push them in the right direction and support them in that. I'm sure they didn't come home and you say, "Hey, go do your homework." I'm sure there's a little bit of help and a little bit of
Yeah,
guidance and a little
yeah,
hand holding, right?
yeah.
And just kind of there's this kid in town that we've been working with for a number of years, just trying to uh, a single mother household. Father's not in the picture, but we've been trying to, just kind of be guardian angels and just kind of give them opportunities to um, stay on the right track. And I kind of see where the absence of a father figure, a strong absence of a father figure in his life, is impacting him. And right now he's in middle school, and we can kind of see where he's trying to go with the wrong crowd. So right now is a um, very what's the word I'm looking for? Very important time in his life where we need to make sure that he chooses the right path and stays on that right path.
Yeah.
But we can only do so much. No matter what we do, he goes home to his home. If he doesn't have the home support, if he doesn't have the same message coming from his mom, then the conflicting messages could you know thwart our efforts, if you will. But we're gonna
Yeah.
keep trying. There's a little
Yeah.
group of us that look after him.
Yeah. That's good. That's good stuff. And earlier you were talking about your dad passing, and what was that home life for you? Did your family kind of excuse me? Did your family stress the importance of education? I know you say you didn't really think about it so much when you went to college, but you did go to college.
I did. Growing up in Palo Alto in a traditional Chinese family, my dad's from China, my mom's from Taiwan, so they immigrated here. Um, Traditional Chinese families, they push you to be a doctor or a lawyer, and education. You better come home with straight A's. Um, I got to say, I was probably a disappointment because if I got an A, I was happy. Again, I was more focused. I was more focused on extracurriculars, sports, and things like that. But in the Palo Alto School District, education was really important. Also, there were a lot of kids in that system that really set the bar really high. So even not trying as hard as I should have been trying, I was still able to get a really good education. And that by the time I got to college was easy because the Palo Alto school system set that bar so high for me. But in hindsight, yeah, I wish I would have studied a lot harder. And I wish I would have listened to my parents a little bit more when they told me to sit down and focus and study and
Yeah.
become a lawyer or a doctor. Although I don't think I was wired for that anyway.
No. I mean, you're doing what you were meant to do, but still listen to your parents. It always comes back to you later when you're like, oh, so that's what they were talking about. That's what they meant.
Right.
Back then.
I mean, they may be strict, but there's a reason. And
There
now I
is a
see
reason.
that reason. But back
Yep.
then, it's like they were just being mean to me. No, they're trying to they're trying to make me better than I am.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Absolutely. And then you talked about that you were more involved with sports than education. Let me guess. Football?
yes. How'd you guess?
You've got a football build. You look like you played a few downs in your day.
I blame that on my mom and dad owning a Chinese restaurant. I believe I was a little overnourished as a kid, a little too much nutrition in me. So that's why I ended up playing on the offensive and defensive line in high school.
All right.
But yeah,
How'd you guys
played
do?
a little bit high. We had a good team. We were okay. If we ran the ball more, we'd be even better. But that's just something I got to let go of.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, the
30 years
friends that I
later,
played
yeah,
in
let
high
it go.
school- Yeah, let it go. We can't throw on every down, but I'm let it go
Tell
one day.
tell that
But
to
the friends,
to the Kansas City Chiefs. You can't throw on every down. Patrick Mahomes, yeah.
although somebody still needs to prove to them that they can't, because
Right. There's
with all the weapons they got, Tyreek Hill,
yeah. Yep.
Hardman, it's like
Yep.
I definitely didn't. I definitely avoided the running back during the fantasy football draft because he's
All right.
not getting the ball.
So you still entrenched in the football life? Your fantasy, you watch football and all that. Are you a
Yeah,
Niner
yeah, yeah.
or a Raider?
So I grew up as a 49er fan, and then I married a Bronco fan.
Uh-oh.
To keep peace in the household, um, started becoming a Bronco fan, but secretly I'm still a 49er fan.
Secretly, you're still a 49er fan.
Don't
Yep.
tell. Don't tell.
Yeah. I won't say a word. Shh. My lips are sealed. I'm actually a Niner
Listeners,
fan.
don't tell either.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
I'm actually a Niner
okay.
fan myself. Yeah. When LA, we lost both of our teams years back, had to
Okay.
gravitate somewhere. So the Niners were the hot thing back then, and I just kind of glommed onto them and stuck with them through thick and thin. So I'm a Niner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What year was that? Mid-90s?
Since about the 90s. Yeah.
The Steve Young era?
Even before, Steve Young, but even before that, I started. I liked the Jerry Rice and Montana and Dwight Clark and all those teams from back then. So
Vonnie Lott,
Yeah.
Roger Craig.
yeah, yep, that was it. Those are the teams right there. So I stuck with them,
Well, you
and
come up
looks
this
like
way during the football season.
I've been meaning to get up there and check out the new stadium. I haven't been in it yet, but I just did a show this past weekend. And a guy that works for the city where the stadium is was talking about how crazy working those games are, and kind of discouraged me a little bit from what. So you know what, I can watch it on TV, but no, I do want to get up there and check it out.
Well, you know what? I've been to a number of games, and it's not that bad. Of course, working the game, you go to where all the funk is, right?
Right. Yeah.
But if you just go into the game, you barely notice any of it at all. I mean, every
Okay.
once in a while, yeah. But it also depends where your seats are.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he was in particular talking about the Niner Raider game.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't go
Yeah.
to that.
No, don't go to that one. Don't go to
Don't
that
go
one.
to that.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. So what do you like to do when you're not working?
Okay, so after well, right now, currently, I'm the patrol commander and I'm also acting chief while my chief's out on injury. So I'm kind of trying to do both roles at the same time. Oftentimes, I'm working when I'm at work, and then I bring stuff home with me, and I'm doing stuff at home as well in the evening time. So when I get home, it's family time. When people go to sleep around 8 o'clock ish, I'll get some stuff done on the computer. Um, and then Saturdays, usually Saturday mornings, I'll take my father-in-law and we'll go fishing for a few hours.
Okay.
It's just something we started doing recently. Um, I can't wait until I get good at it because right now I'm not. But it's fun. It's nice to get out there. It's a little kind of peaceful, and throw a line in the water and read my book.
Are
Um,
you doing on in the bay, or are you going out on into the ocean? What are you doing?
no, we're just going to a little reservoir over here in Gilroy,
Okay.
and the water's really low right now because we're sending all our water to Southern California. No, but
Hey,
no,
we need it.
we
We
need
need it
some
here
rain.
too. Yeah.
We need rain real bad. But the water's pretty low. But you just go walk down to the bank and just throw some lines off the bank and have some fun with it.
What do they
If we
have in
catch
there?
something, we've gotten. I think he got a huge carp a couple weeks ago. I've been getting a little bit of bass, but they're pretty small. But we pull them out, we take a picture, we put them back in.
Oh,
We're not
okay.
doing it to eat them. We're just doing it just to get out there and have some fun.
There you go. All right.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Relaxing, huh? A little relaxing.
relaxing a little bit,
Need to
and
get away.
plus it gives me a chance to have like a peaceful setting. Right now, I bought this book, and myself and all of the sergeants are reading it together. So every week we read a chapter together, kind of like when we're in school. Every week we read a chapter, and then we have a little online discussion about what we learned from that chapter. And it's a good chance for all of us to learn about leadership together.
What's the name of that book?
Developing the Leader Within You 2.0 by John Maxwell.
Okay. All right.
Very good book. I wish I would have read it many years ago, but um, it's fun. None of us have read the book before, so we're all going through it and learning from each other.
I'll have to pick that
I'm
one up
enjoying it.
and take a look at it. Absolutely. Yeah. So you mentioned your career earlier, in and out of investigations. What sort of investigations did you do, and what was kind of your forte?
So being the small city, we're all generalists. We take whatever we get. But being a small active city, it usually ended up being shootings, homicides, and sexual assaults. We tend to get a lot of all of those. Well, not a lot of murders anymore, but um, we had shootings and sexual assaults quite a bit. So that was pretty much it. Any special investigations that came up, um, any large cases. There was when I went through, there was 6 of us, and then now we're down to 4 detectives. So
Wow.
you got to be able to do everything,
Yeah.
and
What do you kind of
not too many
attribute?
detectives, huh?
What do you kind of attribute the loss in personnel and not being able to fill those spots? I know a lot of defund the police is going on right now. Did any of that kind of touch East Palo Alto?
Actually, no. We did have some protesting over the last year and a half in East Palo Alto, but it wasn't directed towards East Palo Alto police. It was directed towards police in general, and
Yeah.
it was directed towards some of our neighboring cities. But it wasn't directed towards us. So when the protests have occurred, there are a couple of them where we worked with the organizer to make sure they could get their voice and their message out, and um, they could practice their freedom of speech, and we'll just make sure nobody gets hurt, and we're able to work together on that, and those work out well. Um, and then there's some other protests where they either march around town or march to another city or march over to Facebook. We just kind of let them do their thing, let them get their voices heard, let them get their message out. Nobody's been destructive. Nobody's nobody's destroyed anything. And actually, I give credit to the organizer of most of them, where his message is, "Hey, this is our city, this is our town. Don't destroy our own town. Let's go
Nice.
get our message out there, but don't destroy our own town." And we're fine with that. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, slow
Right.
down traffic, not a problem.
Right. Right.
Just don't destroy anything. We're fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Good with that. Yeah. Yeah.
right. And we're able to talk on a personal level because we've got that history.
Yeah.
It's people we've known for so many years. They know us, we know them. And I remember one of the earlier protests. They marched to the police department, which for every cop is like, no, 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 don't go there.
Yeah.
So we set up a line and stopped everybody. But as we're sitting there, I looked in the crowd. I saw some people that I've known my whole career. Actually, people that I've used to chase around and try to catch them selling drugs and stuff. But now they've changed their life. But able to look into the crowd, they see me. We exchange smiles. I walk into the crowd, hug, see, hey, how's the family? How are you guys doing? And then go back to doing what we're doing. So,
Okay. Okay.
I think we have a really good relationship with our community, and I think it really showed during that very trying time.
Yeah. But, a lot of what's going on and what happened back in 2020, it's kind of showed its head in people not really wanting to be a part of law enforcement. And that's what I was kind of thinking. Why you guys, your numbers are down, and they're down at departments across the country. I know my department's having that problem. Your department, you think we can climb out of that? Because I remember back in the 90s and early 2000s, there were lines around the block for people applying for these jobs, and now we can't get people to apply.
It's really tough. I mean, right now I'm at full staffing, but we just don't have enough authorized to be able to provide the level of service. And we've asked our city council for more positions to create a traffic division, because one of our biggest complaints is traffic and people driving around and not following laws, creating a very unsafe environment. But money's tight, especially after 2020, where all of that tax revenue wasn't coming in.
Right.
Money's tight, so I don't see us getting any more bodies anytime too soon. So we do the best we can with what we have. But you talk about people not wanting to get into law enforcement. One of my one of my projects in my LEPSL program was a project on police recruiting. And at the time, I was trying to recruit a young man from East Palo Alto. He had gone off to college. He was getting his master's degree. He wanted to enter law enforcement. So I interviewed him as my project, and posted it online and submitted it. But after that interview, after I talked to him about law enforcement and talked to him about why he wanted to do it, although the narrative out there was don't join the police and police were being demonized, why did he still want to join law enforcement? And he gave me some great reasons, some very heartfelt reasons. But a little while after that, he decided he didn't want to be a police officer anymore. So that really cut deep. Yeah, that really cut deep, because I thought for sure I was getting a great hire from the town, and I try to hire from within East Palo Alto, because those are the applicants that really care about East Palo Alto. They're from the community and their family and their friends, right? But I really hope that tide changes. I really hope he changes his mind. I think he would have a great career. Very bright, very highly educated, and clearly cares about making a difference. Those are the people we want in this profession right now.
Yeah.
But the narrative that's pushed out there on media and a lot of social media, mainstream media and social media, is don't join the police. They're all bad people. And that really impacts the quality of applicants we get.
Right. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but that's where we're at. And the pendulum always swings back and forth, and right now we're on one side of it, and hopefully we'll get back to the other side here not too long from now.
It's
but
got to come
it's
back.
tough right now.
It's got to come back.
Yeah,
And
it's tough
I
right now
think
though.
that with more people out there getting victimized and more lawlessness that we're seeing in the news, hear about a lot more shootings. You hear about
Yep.
these shoplifting crews going around and just stealing things at will, walking into a CVS or Walgreens, emptying the shelves and just walking out.
Right.
As more and more of that gets publicized, I think the pendulum's going to swing back because
Yeah.
people are going to get tired of getting victimized,
Yep.
and
Yep.
they're going to realize that this soft on crime approach isn't going to help anybody.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're feeling it as much as we are in the Bay Area. Um, you catch somebody like breaking into a car, you catch them, you write them a ticket, and you send them on their way.
Yep.
They're going to go break into another car.
Yep.
There have been people in town that we've arrested 3 4 times in one day and give them a ticket every time. It
Wow.
doesn't deter anything. It deters nothing. So hopefully the pendulum swings back pretty soon. Um,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, because a lot of that's
the
going to be on the legislature side. There's only so much that we can do as law enforcement. We catch them. Sometimes the jail will take them. Sometimes they won't, but they still get released from the jail only because these propositions that the voters voted for, not knowing this was going to be the outcome of it. I'm sure, but that's how it is
right.
here in California right now.
Well, yeah, Prop 47, the Safe Schools Act.
Mm-hmm.
What did that have to do with schools? So
Not a damn thing.
not a damn thing.
Not a damn
So
thing.
yeah, hopefully things come back. I remember, especially during COVID, you talked about not being able to take people to jail or them staying in there for a short period of time. During COVID, the jail wasn't taking anybody.
Right.
You'd have to commit a violent felony where somebody's laid up in a hospital bed just to get into the jail, and you don't even know how long they'd stay in there. And so I remember 4th of July. Was it 4th of July? 4th of July, not 2021, but 2020. We literally had a guy, very drunk, challenging to fight me, myself, and some other officers that were out there. Went up, kicked a big dent into our patrol car door, and said that he had COVID. We had to look at each other and say, okay, what can we possibly do with him? We can't arrest him. He has COVID. Nobody's going to take him. And if we go arrest him, it's going to end up in a use of force because he's going to resist. So what do you do with him? We're literally out there with our hands tied, trying to figure out what to do. And then finally, he started beating up his girlfriend. So that gave us enough to take him on. But just property damage and threatening to fight us wasn't. I mean, we didn't have much option. We were actually thinking about just walking away because we couldn't do anything with him.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. That's when you go down to the Greyhound station, buy a ticket to Vegas. Not SoCal.
Say, hey,
Don't send them down here, but yeah, send them to Vegas or up north to Washington State or somewhere.
Yeah. You said Redlands, right?
No, no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
No, Denver. No, okay.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, 2020 was a very trying time. I'm
Yeah.
sure that you guys felt it, and everybody in the state or in the nation felt that one.
Yeah.
Law enforcement wise, there wasn't really so little we could do for anything.
Yeah.
It was frustrating.
Yep. And
Hopefully, we can put that behind us soon.
Yeah, hopefully we're coming out of that. How did COVID hit you guys as a department though? Did you have many people go out sick? Anybody succumb to it or?
We've had a few people go out sick. Not a lot. We've had a few scares, a few exposures. We didn't lose anybody.
Good.
But the people that did have COVID, they had varying symptoms. One guy just lost his sense of taste, and that was it. Yeah, you got off lucky.
Yeah, you got off lucky on that. Yeah.
Yeah, you got off real lucky.
Didn't go in the hospital or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, got some time off. Had a good chance to go on a diet. Eat bland food and not know it.
Right.
No
right.
seasoning. He didn't do that though. But no, I think we got off pretty lucky with that. Myself, none of our guys really missed too much time of work. I had to go stay in a COVID hotel just because I was exposed to somebody. I never actually caught it, but that was very, very boring. I brought my work with
Yeah.
me instead of my Wi-Fi
Yeah.
hotspot.
I bet. Yeah. I caught it. I caught it
I
in the
didn't.
beginning when it first went out. March of 2020. So that's when everything started really happening. I caught it. I was at work, and just all of a sudden, just like the middle of the day, I just had this like 100-degree temperature, and I just felt like crap. So called my sergeant. Hey, I need to go home. Went home, and I was out. Went to sleep. I was out for like probably 3 days. That's it, and then I was good to go. I lost my
Okay.
sense of a smell, not smell, but taste. And mine was really funny because it wasn't that I lost my sense of taste. It was that everything tasted like a cupcake. Everything.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I ate
That's not a bad thing.
Chinese food or a hamburger, whatever. It tasted like a cupcake. Yeah, tastes like cake to me.
You
Yeah,
should have went on. You should have went on a celery diet.
yeah. It's not as good as it sounds because when you're trying to eat something salty or whatever, like French fries or hamburger or something, and it tastes like cake, you can kind of like, this is nasty. But yeah,
Yeah, you can only eat so much cake,
right.
especially
So
when your
yeah.
mind is expecting a nice fat burger.
Right, exactly. So yeah, so I was actually out for like 3, and then probably a week, and then I was back to normal. But I kind of
What
attributed
was
to
it? I
staying in
mean,
shape and all that.
yeah. Well, that's what I hear. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I hear that the more you exercise and the more you stay in shape, the better your chances of
Yeah.
recovering. Uh,
Yep.
with all the medical report thing talking about how bad COVID was, when you actually caught it and you were positive, did you have thoughts running through your mind going, "Hey, is this it? Is this you know?"
No, because like those were the early days at first when we were all scared. We
Mhm.
didn't know what it was, and I wasn't sure at
Right.
the time either. Like I said, this is even before the lockdown. So you
Oh,
know,
okay.
yeah, this was before the lockdown. This is like February, early March of 2020. So, yeah,
I got a patrol team that in December 2019 they all got wiped out, and they were like the Walking Dead. I was avoiding them. They were still coming to work,
yeah,
um, but they were just sick as dogs in December 2019, and then when COVID hit, they were fine. So they all swear that they caught COVID in December 2019.
yep. I don't doubt it. I don't
Maybe,
doubt it.
yeah, yeah. Who knows?
Didn't they
Um,
say that's where you guys were the epicenter, ground zero of COVID up in the Bay?
was that right?
If I remember correctly, I think they, for here in the U.S. It's either San Francisco or
That's
New
what.
York. I don't
Oh
remember
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what. Yeah, so
yeah.
that could have
Because
been before it spread down here.
they
Yeah,
say it originated in China, and then we
yep.
have a large Chinese population in the Bay Area.
Could have been. Could have been.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that does sound familiar.
Yeah, so maybe they got it and nobody really knew what was going on back then. And by the time, it hit, they had already gotten it and had the natural immunity, natural antibodies in their system already. Yeah.
It could be because I mean, they've been fine ever since. So
Yep.
maybe they were patient zero.
Yeah. East Palo Alto, patient zero. Yeah.
All right, let's
Yeah.
take that back. Could you edit that
Yeah.
out? Actually,
Yeah. We'll
no. I was just messing with you. Hey, I'm starting
patient
to get these. I'm starting to get
2000.
low battery tones on my thing. I'm
All
sorry,
right.
what?
Yeah. We'll
Um,
wrap this up here real quick.
well,
Can you still hear me?
or just give me a chance. Oh yeah, yeah. Or give me a chance to throw it back in the case for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Um, I got time.
Yeah. Let's try to wrap this up. We are how far are we in? We're about 50 minutes in. So let's ask you another question real quick. We'll do our trivia real quick, and we'll call it a day.
Oh,
So what are kind of your yeah, exactly. What are your kind of biggest rewards in your position of being commander?
watching the development of young officers, watching officers that I've hired. Even I teach at the academy also, so watching officers that I've taught at the academy come in, apply some of the things that I've taught them, and then just trying to mentor them, and then watching them excel. So, like a couple of the young officers just got out of the academy, they were still rookies, um, and they found a case they wanted to run with it. So we showed them how to write search warrants. They wrote search warrants for a house, put together the ops plan with guidance, of course, planned out the tactical operation, and then um, organized to have a SWAT team, and then just watching them take something and run with it, and then developing from a rookie that barely knows left from right to
Yeah.
somebody who's running on their own and producing some great work. I don't get to arrest people anymore. I don't get to put together cases. So I kind of have to live through their experiences. So every time they have successes, those are the rewarding experiences for me.
Living
To watch them
vicariously
grow,
through them.
watch them excel. That's all I got left.
You got a little bit more than that left. You know, it's
Well,
interesting.
also, let's go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying it's interesting you mentioned that in your department and in my department too, we're a little bit larger than you guys, but A to Z is what we called it on patrol, is that you catch it, you clean it, you can write search warrants, you learn to do all those things on
Right.
smaller departments as opposed to larger departments up in your area. And we have one of the I won't say their name, but one of the largest departments in the nation down here in Southern California. And when we get officers from them, they don't necessarily know how to do all the things because they have special cars. They have a DUI car, and so the regular patrol guy doesn't know how to do a DUI, or doesn't know how. It's like this is these are basic things that officers, at least in smaller departments, know how to do.
You bring up a great point. East Palo Alto, we have so much activity and so little resources. You get good at everything, and
Yep.
our city pays a lot less than all the surrounding cities. Our compensation package doesn't even hold a candle to them. So we're losing officers all the time. We're like a transition agency. We bring them in, we train them up, they leave, go get paid somewhere else, which I can't blame them for.
Right.
And once they get in there, they get into special assignments, they get promoted, they excel once they hit those other cities. And it's kind of a testament to the amount of development that we're able to give them in our small city, to watch them go elsewhere and have such great careers. I'd rather keep them with us and have those great careers, but San Francisco Bay Area is so expensive to live,
Yeah.
and I can't blame them for going and getting paid somewhere else for doing less work.
Yeah.
So I can't, but personally, I'm invested in the person. While the professional side of me wants to keep them, the personal side of me wants them to go out there, and I want them to achieve success wherever they land. And just knowing that they have the solid foundation to excel wherever they go, it's heartwarming for me, and that's another thing that really I enjoy seeing. But if there's any Bay Area cities watching this podcast, I'm gonna get a restraining order against you. Stay away from my people. Stop recruiting.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I got some good cops. And I'm very proud of them.
There you go. All right, Commander. I appreciate you coming on. This was fun. Got some good info from you, and put some mandates out there to stay away from your people in East Palo Alto. Stay away from your
Stop
people.
recruiting. Stop poaching. Stop poaching.
Yeah,
That's
poaching, exactly. Stop poaching. All right. So before I let you go, I got a little, not trivia, but a lightning round. So
Last night I saw a superhero, he was black. He said, "This is for the street. Black Lightning's
Yeah,
back."
Black Lightning. I watched that on Netflix.
Yes, this is called my Black Lightning round.
Okay.
Let me turn this down a little bit. It's a little loud here. So this is my Black Lightning round. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just say some things to you, and hopefully you can just say something back real quick to me. And we'll get some more good info about Commander Jeff Liu. Here's your first question. What is the most used app on your phone?
Madden 2021.
Really? On your phone?
I got two phones. I got a work phone and I got a personal phone. So
No, I'm saying I didn't know they had Madden on the phone.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It's a great game.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm about to check that one out. Favorite cop movie of all time?
Colors.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's one.
That was a
Kind
classic,
of one that
man.
started it all. Yeah. One that started it all.
Let me tell you, the kids in the academy have no idea what movie that is. I bring it up and blank stares.
Yeah. Showing your age there, Commander. Showing your age. All right. Aliens come to Earth and say you got to wow them with one song for the fate of the world. What song are you singing?
Well, first of all, I can't sing, so our world's done for.
Well, we're depending on you.
Let me see.
What is it? What's your go-to?
Unforgettable, Nat King Cole.
There you go. All right.
That's the only thing I can think of right now.
You crushed that one in the shower, I'm sure, right? So knowing what you know now, what advice would Commander Liu give to rookie officer Liu?
First of all, read that book, Developing the Leader Within You. Take advantage of every opportunity. Keep working hard, and ignore the nonsense that comes with the profession.
There you go. Your favorite TV family of all time?
Okay, so the Evans family.
Good times.
Good times.
All right.
I grew up on that show.
All right. Yes. You and me both. All right. Good times. Yes. Although JJ got on my nerves, but yes.
JJ's
yes,
a little
indeed.
bit much, but Michael
was.
Michael really took care of the books. That was
And
a smart
Thelma.
kid.
And Thelma. Mm-hmm.
And Thelma.
What patrol shift did you enjoy working the most?
I would say day shift Charles team back when I first started. I just got off of FTO. I was the new guy. My beat was half the city. All my beat partners were out there. Back then there was a lot of drug dealing, so they were going back and forth to jail all day, and I was picking up all their paper. But I enjoyed it. So
All
it helped me,
Yep.
made me a better investigator.
There you go. Have you checked off any items on your bucket list? If so, what's the most recent one?
First of all, I need to make a bucket list.
Need to make one,
I haven't
right?
had a chance I need to make a bucket list. I have
Okay.
maybe fishing. I mean,
yeah. You just started
I've
there.
dabbled in here and there, but one day I'll be good at it.
There you go. 9mm or 40 cal?
Currently, 9mm. The 9
9
mil
mil.
is performing just as well as a 40 cal nowadays. So 9 mil.
There you go. What actor would you want to play the story of your life?
Jackie Chan.
Okay.
So that people
Because you
think
can
I can run
do
up
all those
walls like
stunts.
him.
Yeah, because you did all those stunts
Exactly.
back in the day, too.
Exactly. He's so
Yeah.
he's got my athletic ability.
Right? Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm getting laughed at over here. Sorry.
Yeah, I heard. When's the last time you made a traffic stop?
Ooh. I'd say a couple weeks ago, maybe.
Wow.
Every once in a while, I got to jump in my car. I got to go jump in the car and do something just to keep myself sane. I got to get out from within those four walls.
Right.
So every
Yep.
once in a while, I'll jump in the car and go out there, and if somebody does something in front of me.
Gotta do what you gotta do, right?
But then again, it's not the last time I gave a ticket, though. I can't remember the last time I gave a ticket.
Yeah. I don't normally. I just normally give warnings myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if someone gets pulled over by me, just smile and nod, and you'll be on your way pretty soon.
Exactly. So you're up in the Bay Area. So Stanford or Cal?
Stanford.
Stanford. Okay.
Stanford.
And
all day long.
Stanford all day long. All right. And last one here, if you hadn't gone into law enforcement, what do you think you'd be doing?
Washing dishes? No, I
No.
I don't know. I don't have a plan B.
You didn't have a plan B,
Before law enforcement, I worked at the high school, Palo Alto High School, where I went to high school, and I found out real quickly the classroom is not the place for me.
No. Well,
I mean, maybe coaching sports. I really like coaching.
there you go.
Get some of the same gratification by watching, your athletes excel and be successful. So probably
Right.
coaching.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, sir. Well, I appreciate that. You got through. That wasn't too bad, right?
No, that was
Got
fun.
out of there
That was a good time.
unscathed. Yeah.
No,
All right.
I really appreciate you inviting me. How'd you find me?
LinkedIn.
Just cruising through LinkedIn.
Just cruising through LinkedIn, and
okay.
they'll do the suggestions, and maybe you should like this or follow this person or connect with this person, and yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
social media.
Okay, cool.
Social media. Yeah.
Was it like a particular post? Because I don't post that much stuff.
No, it wasn't a post. It was just it'll give you suggestions
just
on
a
people.
profile.
Yeah, just a profile.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
thank social media on that. Well, what would you like to tell our viewers on the way out? Any parting words for our viewers and listeners?
I'm assuming your viewers are in law enforcement, right?
Or interested or pro law enforcement.
Or interested. Stay the course, stay diligent, and then pass on the advice that Dave Carson gave me back when I was young, and we were both young. Just do the right thing. No matter what, do the right thing. If you got to think about it, go follow your heart and do what's right. Right now, we have a very tough profession. It seems like the world is against us as a profession. It seems like the world is all about not having accountability, but those are the only ones that are getting publicized. There are plenty of support out there, plenty of people that love you and appreciate you. So just stay the course, and we'll get through this together.
Amen. All right, Commander. I appreciate you coming on. This is fun, and you stay safe out there. Once you come out from your four walls and get out into your car, so be safe out there in East Palo Alto.
Otherwise, it's paper cuts all day long.
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
Hey, it's great talking to you. Thank you very much for having me on the show. If you find yourself coming up this way during football season and there's a game, hit me up, call me up. We'll find a way in there.
And I'm a Laker fan
All
too,
right.
so whenever the Lakers might play Golden State, might find myself up there too.
I can't afford
So.
Golden State tickets.
Oh, is it that bad?
Now?
Is it that bad?
Oh my! Oh, new stadium and everything.
This is true. That's right. All right.
Yeah, I haven't been to a Warrior game since they were sorry.
Yeah, it's been a little while then. Like 8 years, 10 years. Yeah, it's been a little while. Yeah.
Oh, it's been a long time.
Yep.
But hey, I really appreciate you. Keep doing what you do. You're really good at this.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks again, and be safe.
Yeah, you as well.
All right.
Thank
Talk
you,
to you soon. You got it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this episode of the Black and Blue Podcast. I want to thank East Palo Alto Police Commander Jeff Liu for joining me on this episode. And if you guys out there enjoyed your time with us as well, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Black and Blue Podcast YouTube channel or your favorite podcast platform. And join me right here in 2 weeks with another fun-filled episode. Same black time, same blue channel. But till then, make sure you stay black in blue. I'll holla at you. Deuces.
This has been a Maitre D Entertainment presentation.